What if I told you that right now, today, 3 Premier League clubs are about to lose their star players in one summer? Tottenham are ready to replace their goalkeeper, Chelsea's biggest signing is packing his bags for Madrid, and Manchester United are being told to forget about the midfielder they desperately need. It's only April, and the summer transfer window hasn't even opened yet, but the dominoes are already falling. Let's break it all down. Let's start at the top, and this one is big for Spurs fans. Tottenham are eyeing Manchester City goalkeeper James Trafford as a direct replacement for Guglielmo Vicario, and honestly, when you look at the situation, it makes complete sense. Vicario joined Spurs from Empoli back in 2023 for around £17 million. He had his moments, but now Inter Milan want him back in Serie A, and according to reports, Vicario himself is already looking for a way out, seeking Champions League football, something Spurs can't offer him right now while they're in a relegation battle under new boss Roberto De Zerbi. So who's the man Spurs want to step in? James Trafford, 23 years old, English, and one of the most exciting young goalkeepers in the country. Here's his story. Trafford was sensational for Burnley last season. 29 clean sheets in 45 games. Absolutely unreal numbers. Manchester City activated a buyback clause worth £27 million to bring him back to the Etihad last summer. Everyone assumed he'd be Pep Guardiola's number 1. Then, on deadline day, City signed Gianluigi Donnarumma from PSG. Just like that, Trafford went from the expected starter to warming the bench. He's made just a handful of Premier League appearances all season. For a 23-year-old desperate to nail down England's number 1 shirt ahead of the 2026 World Cup, sitting behind Donnarumma is not the plan. Spurs face competition, though. Newcastle United were close to signing him last summer before City pulled off that buyback. They're still very much in the race. Aston Villa are also watching, but Spurs believe the lure of being the undisputed number 1 in London could swing it their way. Now, let's talk about the bombshell coming out of Stamford Bridge, because this one could be the transfer story of the entire summer. Enzo Fernandez, Chelsea's £107 million Argentine midfielder, is reportedly preparing to hand in a formal transfer request to force a move to Real Madrid. Let that sink in. The most expensive British transfer of all time wants out. Here's where it gets dramatic. During the March international break, Enzo gave an interview where he basically said he'd love to live in Madrid, citing the language, the culture, the vibe. Chelsea boss Liam Rossignol was not happy. He slapped Enzo with a 2-match internal suspension, calling it a moment where a line was crossed. Enzo's agent Javier Pastor called the ban completely unfair, saying his client never mentioned leaving Chelsea, just that he liked the city of Madrid. Classic agent defense. But now, Spanish TV show El Chiringuito is reporting Enzo is done waiting. He's going to submit that transfer request and force Chelsea's hand. The problem? Chelsea have slapped a staggering £130 million price tag on him. He's under contract until 2032. Real Madrid are reportedly only willing to go to around €120 million. There's a gap, and it's a big one. This saga is far from over. Manchester United are having a rough transfer window even before it starts, and here's why.